Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while, but here we are. I am making a DIY mosaic headboard today. I am first starting off with this piece of plywood, and I've already added 2 saw hangers at each end of the board. I'm going to be using these mirrors from the Dollar Tree, and I'm also going to be using these pair of gloves to protect my hands from the glass. Also, this Gorilla Glue and this sponge brush that I got from the dollar store. I put the mirror in the box and I took a hammer and just crushed them. And I also took 2 body mirrors and did the same. All I'm doing now is placing the mirrors around the perimeter, and I'm making sure that if it's a side piece, I use it on the side. And I also use the corner pieces for the corners. And also, while I have a moment, I would like to explain why I've been absent. And it is because of everything going on in the world. Like, it's impossible to not know what's going on. But it just really took a toll on me emotionally, and my anxiety was up the roof. But I had to be honest with myself and just realize that I needed to take a break. But I'm doing so much better now, and thank you so much to all my subbies who reached out to me and messaged me and asked me how I was doing. But back to the topic, this is how everything looks when all the pieces are glued on. So while it's drying, I am going to use this sanded grout that I got from the Home Depot. On my last project, I used pre-made grout that was already pre-made, but this time I decided to try a different route because you all know that I like to do DIYs on a budget, and the last one was a little pricey. The only thing about this grout is that I assumed that it was going to be white. I don't know why I assumed that. Maybe because the last grout I got from Hobby Lobby was white. But that was pretty much the only thing. And now that I have the consistency that I like, I'm going to start adding the grout in between the mirror pieces. And while I'm doing this, I'm making sure to scrape the top of the mirrors so there won't be a lot of grout on top when it's time to wipe it off. After I've completely covered the board with the grout, I'm going to let it dry overnight, and then I'm going to start to remove the grout from the mirrors. So I tried a couple of techniques just to see which ones work the best for me. I really liked the scrubbing pad because it seemed like it was getting a lot off, and all I was doing was dipping the scrubbing pad into a bucket of water and just wetting the grout and scrubbing at the same time. And honestly, it's not hard to get off at all. And it was actually very therapeutic to me. So I just cut on some music and scrubbed away. So the next technique I tried was spraying Awesome all over the areas where the mirrors were, and then using a metal scraper that I got from the dollar store to remove the grout on top. This technique was also amazing. So after the hard grout was removed, I went around with a wet rag and I just wiped off the extra dust that was on top. And like I told you guys, I really wasn't excited about the gray, so I went ahead and took white paint and I went in between each mirror and I painted the whole board white. And this part is optional. You can always just leave it gray. The gray looks like the upper left corner of the video. So if you would like it to be gray, that's how it'll look. And as I was painting, I realized that I wanted to add glitter. So that's what I did because I am extra and I own it and I understand that about myself. So with that being said, this is also optional. After I finished painting the board, I let it dry and then I went around with a rag and wiped all the white paint off the mirrors. And I used a metal scraper, and I recommend a metal scraper over a plastic because the plastic doesn't do as good of a job. And now that the majority of the paint is gone, I'm going to take vinegar and a rag and I am going to wipe off each mirror to get all of that foggy looking stuff off. And this is how the headboard looked after I was done. This was so fun to make. It was very relaxing for me. And this could also be used as a wall art piece. It doesn't necessarily have to be a headboard, but I thought it would be a dope idea to make a headboard out of one. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to my videos and watching my channel. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you on the next video.